Hey guys, my name is Sierra with festivebohemian.com, and today I want to show you how you can naturally stain wood using common household items like tea bags, old red wine, coffee, turmeric, baking soda, distilled white vinegar with steel wool, and I'm even going to throw in some combos where I mix some of these together to create completely new stains. We're going to do this in just 3 easy steps, which are preparing our stain, straining our stain, which we only have to do with half of them, and applying our stain. Other items you might need are mason jars, cheesecloth, rag, or I use an old t-shirt, scissors, something to mix, and of course you will need wood. Keep in mind your results will be influenced by the wood you use. I am using pine wood. Oak and maple do give similar results. Now let's gather our supplies and let's get started. Step 1, prepare our stain. Our red wine is good to go as is, but for our tea stain, I placed 3 tea bags in a jar with a half cup hot water and let it sit for about 2 hours. For our coffee stain, I combined 1 tablespoon ground coffee with a half cup hot water, mixed it well, and let it sit for about 2 hours. And for our turmeric stain, I combined 1 tablespoon ground turmeric with a half cup hot water, mixed well, and let sit for approximately 2 hours. For our baking soda stain, I combined 1 tablespoon baking soda with a cup of warm water and stirred until completely dissolved. Lastly, we have our vinegar and steel wool stain. I placed a half piece of a steel wool in a jar and I poured enough vinegar to completely submerge the wool, about a half cup. Then I let it sit with the lid slightly open for 2 days or until you see orange from the rust, like this one. To show you the difference time can make, I prepared 2 of these, letting the other sit for only 2 hours. Step 2, strain. Grab a clean jar and some cheesecloth. Fold the cheesecloth several times to create a nice fine strain. Place it over the jar and secure it with the lid of the jar, minus that middle piece bit. Or simply hold the cloth in place with your hand. Slowly pour your stain through your strainer. You can throw your used cheesecloth straight into your compost. Step 3, apply. Now to apply your stain, you can use a paper towel, rag, or like me, you can use an old t-shirt. This one was covered in stains, and let's be honest, not even the Goodwill wants your old stained clothes. So put it to good use and use it as a rag to apply stain since it is stained already after all. Because your stains are natural, you won't need gloves when working with most of them. However, the steel wool vinegar is not so kind, as you will see when my hands gradually turn to black by the end of this video. Dampen your rag in your stain and apply evenly across the board. I found that tea bags made for excellent little stain applicators when applying the tea stain. Here I am applying the vinegar and steel wool stain that was left for just 2 hours. Now we want to make sure each coat dries completely before applying the next, and keep in mind that the color will fade between applications. Here are our results after the 4th and final application. A good general rule of thumb to remember is the more concentrated your stain is, the richer the color you'll get. The question is now, how does our 2-hour stain compare to the stain we left for 2 days? Well, it gave us this gorgeous amber color, and it did so in only 2 coats. Very impressive. Alright, so this was actually supposed to be the end of this video, but I've got quite a bit of stain left, and I'm really curious to see what happens when I combine some of these together. So just for fun, I'm going to show you a few more. I mix equal parts wine and turmeric, wine and baking soda, turmeric and vinegar, I also threw some cocoa powder into the mix and combined it with coffee for our final combo stain. To make our cocoa stain, I combined 1 tablespoon cocoa powder with a ½ cup hot water, stirring well and let sit about 2 hours. So what I've learned is that if you are trying to do bigger projects, because it is natural, it's not as controlled. So you want to create a bigger batch of your stain and get it done in one go. Because if you leave it in the jar for longer, that could influence the color stain. So it may result in 2 different shades of color. It may not be exact. So just keep that in mind and have fun with it. But I'm curious to what you guys think. So let me know what your favorite stain is in the comments below. If you'd like to give natural wood staining a go, check out these DIY decor projects I made using some of these stains. If there's any ways I can improve and make the next if there's any home decor, I can do this. Abby! Hey. Hello. No.